It's episode 10.
This week on Popcorn Vendors, we talk about what makes a good story.
1984.
And a lot of Game of Thrones.
And a live studio audience. Woo! And then you guys have to laugh every 5 seconds like the Big Bang Theory.
All right,
Tim actually always does the clap thing, like separate things.
yeah.
Like every time I'll say something he doesn't like, he'll just and then look at me. I'll be like, no.
Got clapped.
Okay, so we have to start this out for real because
Okay, ready? Colby.
let's go.
This week on the show, we have a very special guest, Ryan.
What up, B?
And we have
A live studio audience.
Yeah, that's right.
Wave, guys.
Wave for the
They're
audience,
they're
please.
waving.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I'm gonna start this out.
Colby's
I
going
know.
on a rant.
I'm going straight into it.
Oh dear.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Go for
So
Kill him.
here's
Alright.
here's a little story because I so rarely tell stories on here. As
I
we all
know.
know.
Yeah.
I went to the movies with
Oh,
my mom and then my sister a week and a half ago. Right?
Sweet.
It wasn't the normal AMC because no, that's too expensive.
No.
We didn't go to that. We went to Carmike, which AMC owns, but hey, their tickets are like $5.
Amen.
Like every ticket.
Yeah.
So we're like, what up? Plus, those are the theaters that you can just like walk into because like you walk in and the snack bar is in like the very back.
That's really nice, actually.
Yeah.
I'll probably do that when I'm older, but like I can't now because I can't drive. But it's fine.
Not
Whatever.
yet.
It's fine. Okay, and we it's the worst, but we got tickets to see Isle of Dogs, and if you don't know what that is,
Oh no.
it's some stop motion movie about this Japanese 12-year-old boy who goes to this like island full of dogs to look for his lost dog. That's the whole movie. I'm not even kidding. So what we did was we got tickets for it. It was the theater in the very back. There are so many theaters there. It's like sketchy there because no one ever goes to Carmike, right?
Yeah.
So we go in. We actually pay for our tickets, and we go.
Impressive.
We go to the Bat Theater, but as we're walking there, there's a second snack stand there.
Okay.
That's like not working, right? It's
Okay.
like I don't even know why it's there because there's a snack stand when you walk in, but the second one's just kind of there. I don't know what it's doing there.
Alrighty.
And there were two of those Coke machines where you could get any drink like ever you wanted.
Oh, I
yeah,
know.
yeah.
I love those things, but
And
no, I can't
the
enjoy it.
one of the screens were black, and the other screen said "Touch to get started."
Okay.
So guess what I did? I touched the screen to get started,
Wow.
and
Wow.
it booted up and everything.
Oh, wow.
It like showed the Cokes, and we were the only people in. Well, we weren't the only people in the theater, but like there weren't many people there. So I was like, ho ho ho! Hey, look at that! We could get free drinks. So.
Okay, yeah.
Anyways, what I'm saying, I kind of just like veered off my story for that, but we got free drinks from that thing through
Nice.
the whole movie.
That's
Sorry, Carmike.
Whoa.
Sponsor us.
Did you just confess of stealing soda?
It's not a confession.
Yeah.
It's not a confession. We're just telling a story. Tim.
Confessions with girls. # relatable. And okay, what I was saying.
Just girly
We.
things.
Oh no.
Hey guys, it's me, Colby. Just girly things. You know, it's just free drinks.
Colby,
Oh my
Ryan,
goodness.
and then we have a special guest, Justine, with us today.
Oh.
We should say hello to the camera.
Hi.
We don't have a camera. Just
We don't?
We have a
Oh
mic.
shoot! Wait, I'm out.
What?
Bye.
If people can't see my luscious good looks, then I'm out of this podcast.
Pretty much.
Okay.
That's the way I operate.
Oh,
let me
okay.
finish this real fast.
Oh,
we
well,
were.
All right.
Yeah. No. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
We were. Oh. Hey. we walk in the theater. There's another like. Well, I'm not gonna call her old, but she was old. Like that's all I'm saying about that. An old lady walked in. An elderly woman. I don't know. I'm not being disrespectful because she was really old.
Senior.
Yes, she was 18 and everything, graduating this year. And she sat in one of the front rows. She like brought popcorn and drinks and whatever you bring. I don't know. We like finagled stuff into there, and we had free drinks. So jokes on her. But halfway through the movie, like me, Soraya, and Mom, we were like kind of being loud about it because like
Yeah,
the
I can see
movie,
that.
like the movie was all around good. Like it was funny, but like there was a lot about it that you could make fun of.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And so we were watching it. We were just like talking through the movie, and then like not even halfway through, the lady gets up and she walks away, and we're like, okay, she'll be back. She never came back. I don't know if it was because of the movie, if it was because of us. I don't know, but she just didn't come back.
That movie's like PG-13. That surprised
How
me.
much you want to bet that she was trying to get a drink out of the machine that didn't work, and she was just
and she
there
got
at the
caught. and she got escorted out.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, now that Colby got that out of his system,
All right.
time to dive into the actual topic of today.
Splash.
Okay.
That was my diving.
What makes a good story?
Oh, okay.
Ryan,
you.
what
Thank you.
are
Thank you.
elements you enjoy in a story?
I think that a good you can make a good story without very good characters.
What you think?
Just
so?
ask
It's
Stephen
possible.
King.
It's possible.
I could listen to a bad story if it had good characters. So I'm like on the opposite.
I
side
don't
of
think
you.
so because I mean, if that were true, then Game of Thrones, some of the later seasons would have been good, but they weren't. So
What?
because they have some
Okay.
really because no, but like Game of Thrones is a great story.
No.
Game of Thrones is a great story, but like sometimes like really good characters like Tyrion Lannister and the Hound just aren't enough to carry the story.
Right, but good stories in sitcoms. The reason they're so good is
Hmm.
like, that character did that thing. That's so his character. I love it. You ever
Oh,
watch
yeah,
like
yeah,
Parks
yeah.
and Recreation?
Or The Office.
Hey, I was watching that this morning.
Yeah, it was
That's
funny.
fair.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. But I would make a difference between a story on a sitcom and a story that you'd read because you can't.
Story's a story.
Yeah, you watch a sitcom to make fun of yourself and society. You watch
Well, a
you
modern
watch it-
sitcom. A modern sitcom.
Modern
Yeah,
sitcom.
like Modern Family, ha ha ha, because it's modern. I'm just gonna let this sink in.
That show is terrible, but whatever. That's
Yeah, I'm with Ryan on that one.
No, but like, there's a difference between like a story like Narnia and a story like Parks and Rec.
I mean,
Both written by the same person. Can you
Yeah.
believe it?
well,
Oh, C.S. Lewis wrote. Oh, I know him.
C.S. Lewis
He wrote the
Narnia.
Screw Tape Letters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, what makes a good sitcom? I guess is
Um,
a good
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 sitcom.
characters,
Good
right?
characters.
Yeah, because
Good
like
I'll agree with that.
because you know-
Office would be nothing without Dwight. That's another good thing about characters, you know, when you've got like two people who know what's up. They're on the same page.
Hey, you mean like chemistry?
Yes,
Yes, character
like
chemistry.
Chris Pratt plus anyone.
That's pretty true.
Ooh, not Jennifer Lawrence though.
I don't
Don't
know.
watch
Yeah,
Passenger.
but, okay, fine. Okay, that's fair.
Wait a minute, Jennifer Lawrence, is she
She's,
the one who
she's
played?
Katniss in the Hunger Games.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, have you seen the movies?
I seen
The movies are actually better than the books.
I've seen Hunger Games, Catching
I
Fire, and
agree
Mockingjay
for the
Part
last
1.
two. The last two I agree with. The first one, in my opinion, the book was better, but that's just me.
I see.
Mm.
Okay, well, Divergent is always better. Am I right?
That's it brings up what did you guys think of Divergent? Because
I loved it.
I never
I
actually
mean,
watched it or
okay,
read the books.
to be
honest.
fair, I read the book when I was like 11 years old. So
What-
I don't know.
I
don't know if I read it, if I would read it now, and I'll be like, oh, this is a dumb book for like tweens. But when I read it, I loved it.
Isn't Divergent known to be like a wannabe Hunger Games?
It's not known to be.
No.
It's not really the same. I didn't read it for that reason.
Right.
I just didn't. I just was kind of over dystopian fiction at that time, so
Ah.
that's why I didn't.
Yeah,
read it.
I know I'm talking about myself again. Sorry, guys, but I do not read dystopian fiction. Like I can't do it. I read The Fifth Wave. It's still in like my bottom 3 books ever. I can't even think. Oh yeah, go ahead.
To be fair, some dystopian. I mean, not all dystopian fiction is created equal. Like 1984 is incredible.
I
It's
never
so
read
good.
1984.
It's so
I
good.
heard it was like there's a lot of controversy.
Wait, what is 1984 explain?
Oh,
for the people who don't
okay,
like
I know
me.
what we're gonna talk about for the rest of the podcast. So,
Okay, I'm
19
I'm game.
1984. I don't remember all the characters' names because it's been a minute, but but basically the main character, Winston. Okay, the main
Right.
character is living in basically
1984.
I
Ooh,
don't- no one actually-
cue the Seinfeld theme song.
No,
Colby.
Dude.
no,
Okay.
they're living. He's living in. What was it? It wasn't Eurasia. Basically, there are 3 like super nations that are left in the world after a fallout, and all 3 nations. Although that you find this out later in the book, but all 3 nations are kind of the same thing, where they're super controlling. They're super like censored. Everything is watched.
Like dictatorship.
Yeah, it's like Soviet Union Russia on steroids because the idea is that like the TVs have cameras in them, so like they're always being watched 24/7.
Black Mirror.
Yeah, but yeah, kind of like that. And I mean, the thing is, what's scary about that is that it was written in the 50s, I think, either that or the really late 40s. So the point
okay.
is like and you kind of see parallels to it now because there are like I know for instance like there are websites where if people don't secure their webcams, like they have like people who can like watch you through a webcam, like even if you didn't specifically turn it on. Yeah,
That they predicted
It's
that.
like is it like the government though, or is it just random creepers?
That's usually it's random creepers, but the creepy part about that is that we don't know. That's the creepy part. You don't know if the government's there or not, but that's not the point.
That's why I put tape all over my cameras at home.
That's actually a really smart idea, but whatever.
Yeah.
The point, I'm kidding.
But whatever.
But whatever. Okay, so
Just girly things. Relatable. Share.
like, subscribe, comment, hit that bell. Anyways, Winston is kind of getting tired of. One other thing. Besides being like constantly watched, the government basically owns all of history. In that, all the documents and stuff are.
Do they try to rewrite history?
They
Rewrite
they don't
stars.
try. They do.
Oh,
Like they rewrite history a lot
yeah.
to the point where like
Did pyramids ever exist? No.
possibly. Well, basically,
Just ask Rick Riordan.
there's literally
Oh.
there's literally a part midway through the book where they because usually every super nation is at war with each other somehow, some way, but the enemies switch about every 2 decades or so,
Okay.
or sometimes more, sometimes less. So what ends up happening is that whenever they switch sides, they rewrite history so that they were always at war with whoever they're fighting currently.
Oh, I see.
And the thing is, since they own all the documents, and oh, by the way, also writing is illegal. So there's that.
Writing is illegal?
Writing is illegal. The idea is that since all history is being rewritten at all times, the government always becomes
No,
right
don't
because
kill me.
it's like the only way the past is imagined or created or whatever you want to call it is through the memories of people and through documentation.
So would they go and try to change people's memories?
Not necessarily. It's not that they try to change people's memories. It's just the part where like it's considered treason to say anything different than what the government said. So it's not that they really care what they think. It's just that they're not allowed to express it. And because they preach a doctrine called doublethink, which basically is playing on the cusp of like it's a lot to do with memory. It's complicated, but basically the idea is like you remember something and then you rewrite your memory so that you don't remember it, but you do remember it. It's really weird. Doublething's trippy, but basically the idea, the end goal is that your memory is very malleable. It's very easy to
manipulate.
Yes.
Well, now I know why you have to read it in school.
It's like I mean, and you get parts of it sometimes. Have you ever had a memory that was like you thought it was true, but then it turns out that you just told yourself it a lot to the point where you thought it was true, but it really what didn't ever happen?
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. I do.
That's never
I know
happened to
exactly
me.
what you mean.
Yeah.
I know.
That's what? Okay.
Have you ever?
One time I had a dream and I convinced it myself it was real.
Did you ever do that, Colby, or is your memory intact?
Yeah, no, I've never done that.
Okay.
Unless it's happened without you knowing it.
I don't. That's so weird. Has that happened to
Yeah,
any of you?
because there was
That's-
this because your
Oh
memory.
my gosh, is that wow?
Because that your memory.
That's so weird.
Because-
oh my,
because-
how do you do that?
Because your memories, like, aren't they like once they're kind of like they change every time you remember it? Like you change it,
I
and
don't
it's
know.
kind of like
That
an
could
evolving
be.
picture.
It's like a study.
That could be.
Yeah, wait,
Like,
Rose, come up here.
people- Hi, my name is Rose.
She's the
No,
audience
but, like,
member.
There was like a study about how like people can convince you that you remember something that didn't actually happen. They would like call fake witnesses to the stand in court. They would ask enough questions to the point where the witness, like who wasn't actually there, they would like begin to think they were there, and they're like, oh yeah, I totally remember that happening, even though they weren't there. It's really weird. But like
Twisted lawyers.
mhm.
That's weird.
I remember there was a study because I looked into it. It was for a completely different purpose. And what ended up happening, he would have somebody run into the room and just like scream a bunch of nonsense, whatever.
Oh.
And then he'd run out, and then 2 days later, he would ask people to remember what the person looked like, and none of them were right. Nobody was 100% right.
That's funny.
And that was within 2 days of it actually happening.
That's what?
Memory is super malleable. It's weird because that's how doublethink works. It's like the truth is a lie, the truth is a lie, the truth is a lie, and it keeps going on forever.
Cake is a lie.
I love Valve.
And I know that 1984 sparked to this whole thing, and I'm just thinking of it now. Like, this is coming from the same guy who wrote a fable on like life or something. You know what I'm talking about?
Animal Farm.
That
Oh, I remember that.
how?
You know, I can.
Who?
Wait, the guy who wrote Animal Farm also wrote that.
Yeah.
I can totally see that now because of the way he wrote and his writing style. I can totally see that him writing that.
He also wrote Harry Potter fan fiction. You can go look it up on Wattpad.com. / Colby McGar, Harry Potter fanfic.
Wattpad takes me back to places I do not want to go.
Oh. A poll. What's the last fanfic you read and when was it?
It was probably Supernatural, let's be honest.
Oh boy.
All right, what about you? Do you read fanfic?
I make fan fiction about my life. The ways I want it to be.
Oh.
But it never happens. So.
But it could happen if you remember it.
Wait a minute, that's brilliant. I was a superhero from ages 8 to 9.
Hey, I mean, if you own all the pictures and all that, then you could
probably convince yourself that you were really with the superheroes. Am I right?
Then
nobody
you
would be able to prove you
then
wrong.
you would become unstable, wouldn't you? Like, yeah, I was a superhero. Whoa!
That's the point of doublethink, though.
I know, but
It's like stable, unstable.
that sounds like a villain
I'm actually
from
kinda
Batman or
I'm
something.
kind of surprised that nobody based a villain off doublethink for Batman because all of his villains are psychological.
Yeah, they are like Scarecrow, and
Like the
Joker.
Penguin.
The
My
Penguin.
favorite character from Gotham.
I only know the Penguin from like Batman, the second Batman movie, like Batman Returns,
Yeah.
and the 1960s. That's
Yeah.
my only reference.
The
to
only
Penguin.
penguin I know / like is the one from Gotham.
I don't.
He
I
plays
haven't
like a
seen
bad guy in everything.
I haven't seen that.
There's a
Sorry.
he's just got the honestly the face and the voice for it. But yeah, the Penguin I'm familiar with the best is the Penguin from the Arkham series.
Mine is the Emperor Penguin. Woo! Okay, keep.
No, but there's I mean Penguin's it's weird because he's like interesting because he's not interesting. He's really truly just like
A basic guy.
yeah, he's basically a mobster and that's all there is.
Hey, but he looks like a penguin, so like
Yeah,
iconic.
Yeah, that's really that's pretty much all that makes him different from like another Batman villain like Black Mask or something.
Wait, could you imagine watching Penguins of Madagascar, but instead of the penguins, it would be all the guys who played Penguin from Batman?
Put that up on YouTube. I want that edit.
Oh.
I want that edit.
Somebody
right
needs to
now.
at least Photoshop that. Can we give it a reward out to anybody who Photoshops that in at the popcornvenderspodcast@gmail.com?
You have an email? Oh,
Yes,
shoot.
for the podcast.
Have you gotten
Ooh.
any emails?
No, I haven't announced it yet until just now.
Oh, hey.
Oh
Yeah.
shoot.
What up?
Yeah.
What? How perfect was that?
Let's go. Let's like take it back to the main topic. So,
Oh right, 1984.
No, the stories.
Oh
well,
right,
again.
right. I forgot about that.
Well.
Whoops.
It's okay. It's just your podcast.
Hey, well, I mean, I remember exactly. Back to what makes a good story.
What do you think makes a good story, Jen? Like
You know,
generally.
I like the ones where they don't necessarily try to make a big twist. I just recently saw movies called Now You See Me and Now You See Me Too. They tried to make this huge twist. At the end, they revealed a certain person was in on it the whole time. And I'm like, that ruins the whole story. I like stories where you don't know what's going on. Like with Podark, the show we were just watching, you don't necessarily know where it's going to go. It takes a different way than you suspected going. Like, I am your father. That was a good twist because it actually helped the story. It wasn't just there, haha, now I'm dead. Yeah. And anyway, there's my 2 cents. Colby, what do you think makes a good story?
Well, as as most of us know, I like to invest in stories a lot, and mostly I get it from books. If there's a TV show I really like, then I'll keep watching it. But like, I don't know, because I don't have a short attention span. But like, if I'm watching a TV show for like a long time, like I've seen more than 30 episodes, and I'm not like dead in love with all the characters, I'm out. You know, I'm just like no more. Like I like reading books because like so many books I've read has the kind of content that like is just not possible to be made for TVs or movies. Like Harry
Right.
Potter, like it can be, you know, like
Right.
but books like high fantasy or you just like
Ready
high
Pla-
fantasy or well no
Urban fantasy.
no, either urban fantasy or high fantasy because they did make Shadowhunters into a TV show.
Right.
And I was gonna say one other thing. Oh yeah, contemporary that has characters too complex that they just can't back it into 2 hours. That's why I read books.
Yeah.
So-
John Green, basically.
I think what makes a good story for me, good writing. Like that's what I'm
Alright.
saying. Like I don't even need to like the characters that much necessarily. Like even if they're flawed characters, it might on some occasions make me like them more because I've read so many books and watched so many TV shows and movies where the characters are just so attractive and so perfect. They're just people you don't encounter in real life. And if I read stuff or watch stuff with real people that I'm like, oh, okay, they mess up sometimes. They're not always likable.
So
I can believe them as a real person.
So you like Tony Stark type characters in your stories?
No, you don't really encounter many Tony Starks in real life. Just
Oh yeah, billionaire playboy. Never mind.
yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to find
It's a little more rare.
like Perks of Being a Wallflower or something
Oh
like that.
yeah. I was thinking Percy
You mentioned
Jackson,
that.
but yeah, that too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, just good writing. Like, I don't prefer slow burning. I don't prefer fast paced. I just like
A good one.
a good written story.
Right.
How
There's
do you define good written though?
one that
Okay.
was rewritten a lot. Because like the Lord
like
because-
heavily edited. Yeah,
like when you're watching Downton Abbey or something, he's like that they paid attention to every single line that was written there. There's
Well, Downton Abbey's a masterpiece
And-
in its own right.
Yeah.
I get it because it's an actual masterpiece. So funny. But going off of that, what you're saying is, I totally agree because if there's movies like Ready Player One where there's just so much detail, I could watch it again and still not be bored. Because I've told you a million times, like, I don't watch things more than once. I
know
just don't do that.
I know you hate that.
But if I mean, this is totally off like what I was saying the first time, but if there's a story where I can watch it more than once and still enjoy it just as much, I mean, then you know that there were good writers or a good writer.
I'm going off what you're saying here. I was rewatching Batman Begins by Christopher Nolan. And I was like, and I think I enjoyed it more the second time I watched it because I was able to pay more attention to the detail of it. It was just so beautiful and like the symbolism. And I enjoy how Christopher Nolan had like a theme in his in his film. Because like Batman Begins is about
Overcoming fear.
Right, overcoming fear. And then The Dark Knight is about chaos and crazy people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
right.
see that.
It's like you either die the hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. I don't necessarily agree with that quote on a theology.
Watch the FBI like bust down your bedroom door. That is copyrighted. We're taking you in.
Oh, oops.
Don't even move. Don't even try to run.
I'll just like have a long.
We have been watching you through your TV camera.
We've been
I
watching.
just made a great 1984 joke, guys.
Stop.
Oh, never mind. I was gonna make it an additional
Big
joke,
brother.
but it's too late.
Okay, but yeah. What things have you seen a second time that you actually enjoyed more than the first time, other than
Not
the first
Black
time?
Panther.
Have you seen that twice?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm not a fan.
And also not
I like
The
Black
Last Jedi.
I like Black Panther. It's solid, but like it's still just a Marvel movie. At the end of the day, it's just a Marvel movie with better flavor than your average one. That's about it.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, okay, well, bouncing off that, what actually stories do we actually like listening to over and over again? I know Abby has like an obsession with Attack of the Clones for some reason.
Ooh, I thought you were gonna say Attack on
That's
Me.
like the worst one of the prequel. Why?
What's Attack of the Clones?
The second movie in Star Wars.
Oh, that's a Star Wars movie. Oh, yeah. I don't know the names of them.
It is.
Anakin is really creepy and stupid, but it's all good.
I don't like sand.
It's coarse. It's rough. And it gets in everywhere.
Amen. Oh no, the FBI.
That's fair.
Right.
What movies have you watched, Kobe, that you actually watched like more than once and it was actually good?
So funny that you mentioned Ryan because I just watched Insurgent with not Insurgent. Shoot, that's Divergent. That's the what's it called? Inception. Hey, there she is. Because
Right. I watched that with you.
I've talked about this in previous podcasts. Like there are movies I watched when I was younger. Movies like I don't know, Pretty in Pink or like Inception. So there are definitely movies that I would watch like now at my age that I can appreciate a lot more than I did when I was like 12. I don't know.
I mean, for me, for a good story,
Mm-hmm.
it has to. I like characters. Characters are the best thing about a story. Usually, it's usually either either the overarching story or the characters. The setting is, and I know that
You
because
think
like
so?
nobody likes Lord of the Rings for Middle Earth. I mean, there are a few people, but like
yeah.
most of the time, people like it for the characters. That's what makes it a really interesting story to me. Is like characters who have varying degrees of because like the characters people like are the people whose motivation you completely understand
Oh, yeah.
most of the time.
That's why we like the villain from Black Panther.
Yeah, he was because he's a very pure character. He wants one thing and he does whatever it takes to pursue it, and you can all kind of
Yeah. I can relate
with
to that.
Yeah, you can empathize with his background and why he wants what he wants. You don't necessarily agree with how he does it,
Yeah.
but I mean, like Loki's the same way. He wants to
Just Loki.
love and power, and that's basically all he wants.
Right.
And he's, even though he does
Doesn't
like
get it.
he does despicable things for it, but we love him because A, he's funny, and B, because he's very true to his character.
And he's Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, and he's Tom Hiddleston.
I love you, Tom.
All right, well, this has been Popcorn Vendors. I'm
Good
Tim.
night. Oh, and I'm Colby.
And I'm Ryan.
Good night.
Good night. Well, that was off key. 10 episodes in. So good.